Hi everyone, this is Tony
And Carol.
from Coastal Art. Today we're going to show you a technique called acrylic pouring flip cup. And I'm starting off here with a cake board. It's silver coated and I'm going to be doing my pour with 4 colours. I'm going to be using cobalt blue, cool blue, a warm yellow and a white. And I've chosen to use the Acrylic brand because I found that this works particularly well for me, but you can use whatever brand you like. Now I'm starting off with my pouring cup on top of the cake board. Now I've already mixed those 4 colours with a product called Floetrol. I've pre-mixed it on the ratio of about 2 parts Floetrol to 1 part paint. As you can see on the label there, Floetrol is a paint conditioner and it makes the paint flow really well and gives a nice level surface. It's not strictly a medium, but it acts like a medium with acrylic pouring. You can get it in different sizes, usually from your local hardware store. So what I've done is I've mixed my paint ready so that you don't have to see the mixing, and I'm going to pour the colours into this mixing cup, starting with the cobalt blue at the bottom of the cup. And into that blue I'm going to pour a few drops of silicone, about 8 drops. Now you can use a variety of brands of silicone, hair oils, you can use WD-40 lubricant. They all produce slightly different effects, so you'll need to experiment. The silicone we use is cosmetic silicone, and we find it produces nice results, but it varies depending on the brand of paint and the thickness that you're using. Now we're only going to use it in the first colour and we're going to mix it in very thoroughly. You can add it to the other colours, but if you use too much silicone you'll find you'll get pitting and you'll get too many round areas on the canvas or on your surface, and we call those areas cells. We like the look of the cells, but if you get too many cells all over the piece it can just look too busy. Now on top of this colour I'm going to add the white. You can use any order to put the paints in, but keep in mind how they're going to blend. We like the contrast of the white with this blue on the bottom. And now I'm going to add the next colour on top of that, which is the other blue. You can see in the cup there we're starting to get a little bit of action happening as the colours blend, and we're getting a few cells even forming now. And then finally on top of that I'm going to add the warm yellow. Now for this size cake board I know that I'm going to need about 3/4 of a cup of paint. We'll just give it a slight swirl. You don't want to mix those colours too much, but just a little bit. Now the hardest part is to try to get this cup upside down on top of your surface, but rather than just flip it upside down I'm going to turn the board upside down, keep it in touch with the cup and then turn both up together. Now give the cup a couple of seconds for the paint to pour out. Tap the top a couple of times, but not too hard, otherwise you'll get droplets coming down from that bottom of the cup into your mixture. And tap the sides a little bit and just wait for the paint to flow down onto the surface and to form its patterns. Now you can follow us on Facebook. Our Facebook page is called Coastal Art and you can find it by doing a search for Coastal Art Creations. Now when you lift the cup, don't just lift it straight up because that will cause droplets to fall down on your surface. Instead, turn your hand upside down and gently squeeze the sides of the cup. So just put your thumb and fingers on the sides, give it a gentle squeeze and then tilt the cup to the side rather than lift it straight off. And there it is. We've got a couple of drops just at the side, but that's okay. And you can see that we're already starting to get some cells forming from the silicone that's been added into the blue on the bottom colour. Now the next stage is to try to keep this fairly level, but also pour off the areas that you don't like very much. Now I like the blue areas in the middle where we've got some cells forming, but I'm not that fond of some of the blue and yellow areas at the side, so I'm going to try to gently turn this around and keep the areas I like and pour off the areas I don't like as much. Now once I've got the surface covered and I'm happy with the composition, I'll have to keep that very level for 2 to 3 days depending on the drying temperature. So you'll need a spirit level to check out how level your surface is before you commence your pour. I'm just going to pour this side over there on the right. Want a little bit less yellow over there. I'm reasonably happy with the rest of the pour. And these cells in the middle are quite nice. That's probably enough for the moment. I don't want to overwork it. I run the risk of that middle area coming off if I'm not too careful. That's what it looks like as a finished dried piece. So I hope you've enjoyed this presentation today. Have a go at this. It's reasonably easy, but each time you do it, it will turn out differently. Have a look at our Facebook page. We've got a variety of other works there aside from pouring. And in the meantime, enjoy your artwork, and we'll be posting more in the near future.